Oh my gosh!
Oh, that's interesting. Everybody have CDs cheer.
Yeah, hold up. Let me let it focus real quick. Happy National Kick-Ass Day in Call of Duty to those who celebrate. My flight just landed in New Zealand, actually. If you guys want to, hang out in the live stream, I'll be playing through the full campaign in one sitting. So make sure you guys go check that out. Before we get into that, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys all my settings. I got all my settings right before even hopping into campaign. There's a few new settings that weren't in the beta, so I wanted to go ahead and show you guys that. Unfortunately, the joining method doesn't work. If you guys have any friends that are already playing, if you try to session join them, it will not work. Really quick before we hop into settings, I want to let you guys know there's currently only 3 ways that you guys can play this. If you guys are in NA or anywhere that's not New Zealand, because the global launch goes live at 12 a.m. Eastern for us. If you guys are trying to play early, these are the 3 ways you can do it. Shout out to Charlie Intel for tweeting this out. Basically, all I had to do on PC was change my, actual PC time zone to the New Zealand time zone, as well as log into my Activision account. Just find some random New Zealand address on the, Google Maps or something, put that in there. And boom, once you load the game, I will say that once I loaded the game, I had to install the campaign and multiplayer. So keep that in mind. If you guys think that you might have already preloaded it, you still gotta install 2 more packs when you open the game. But yeah, that's how you play the game early. So pretty straight to the point. Let's go ahead and hop right into these settings. First up, we got controller settings. Input device obviously set to controller. My button layout, I do play on default. Whatever button layout it's just a personal preference. I have paddles on the back of my controller, so there's no reason for me to use any certain button layout. Then for my stick sensitivity, I just have it on 6.6 right now. This is a pretty good base sensitivity. If you guys feel like this is too high, you can maybe try 4.4, but 4.4, 6.6, that's the range I try to stay in. I've never really been a crazy high sensitivity player. And then for all of these settings, they're just off. Then controller vibration, I also keep that off. There's just no reason to have on controller vibration unless you like to play with it. Trigger effects are off. Now my dead zone inputs, I think I mentioned this in my last settings video, but once I changed my dead zones to this, it opened up my range of movement even more so on this game. You guys saw in the intro clip some clips from the beta with my movement. I believe the defaults are like 1 in 99. So for me, I have for my left stick minimum, I currently have it set to 1. My left stick max is set to 60. I know it may seem weird to some of you guys, but just try it out. Let me know what you think down below. Right stick minimum 3 and right stick max 93. And then for the triggers, I just have it set to 0 because obviously we don't want any type of delay when we shoot. Those are going to be my go-to dead zone inputs. Then moving on to the aiming for the sensitivity multiplier. This is just all currently based. I haven't really touched any of these settings. And if you guys are looking for how to change your aim response curve type, you actually have to go to aiming advanced settings, and this is where you can set it to dynamic. Dynamic has just been like the go-to for I don't know how many Call of Duties, but go to dynamic aim assist, and we're playing a Black Ops COD, so we really don't have to change anything else. They don't even have an option to select Black Ops aim assist. It just says target aim assist on. If you don't play with aim assist, obviously you can turn that off, but if you're on controller, obviously you got on aim assist. Moving on to movement, for sprint assist, currently the sprint assist is just on tactical sprint assist. When I played with Shotzi at COD Next, he was telling me like this is the only setting he has on as far as that advanced movement, that extra help. We only have it on for the tactical sprint assist. And then the corner slicing, it's automatically on. Some people like to turn it off, but it is automatically on. And if you guys started playing hybrid last year, this is like my go-to movement behavior. No tap to slide, no tap to die. Hybrid, it has the least delay out of all these options. So if you guys are trying to slide and move the fastest, I definitely suggest trying out hybrid on controller. And the rest of these movement settings are just on default, on, free fall off. And that's going to be it for all the movement settings. Then if you can move over to combat settings, all of these are also set to default, but I did change my armor plate behavior to apply all. I think default might be apply 1, so make sure you change that to apply all. There's no reason why you would only want to put on 1 plate. All of my combat behavior settings are pretty much set to default, but what I did change in combat advanced settings, I actually figured this out in the beta. If you guys want to do the body shield in multiplayer and stuff like that, you can actually prioritize the body shield instead of a finishing move. So instead of having to double tap to do a body shield, now you just hold to do body shield. And then if you would like to perform a finishing move, it would be the opposite. You would have to double tap to do the finishing move. But the body shield is just so much fun now. I'm gonna much rather want to do that. And there's only like 3 finisher moves in the game currently. If you guys want to be able to, you know, meat shield and grab people up faster, definitely suggest prioritizing body shield. And that is going to be it for all of the controller aiming, movement, and combat settings. Now let's go ahead and hop right into these graphics. Currently I have it on my settings on full screen borderless. Go-to is usually full screen exclusive. Personal preference, what works best for your setup. My refresh rate is just locked at whatever my monitor is. I have a 144 hertz monitor. On this first display tab, I actually haven't changed any of these settings. They are all set to default, but I'll go ahead and scroll through so you guys can see. Everything should be set to this if you guys are on default settings. Then if you move over to quality, this is where we start getting into the settings a little bit more. Obviously my render resolution is at 100. I do have play on a 4K 140 hertz monitor, so render resolution set to 100. Upscale and sharpening, this was not set to fidelity cast, but that is the, you know, go-to thing to make your game look nice and pretty. Turn it to fidelity cast. Make sure your fidelity cast strength is set to 100. My VRAM scale target is set to 65. I believe it's set a little bit higher, so turn it down. I believe that helped with some stuttering in the beta. Don't know if that'll be the case now, but want to go ahead and give you guys that setting. And then for the texture resolution, currently I have mine set to normal. Some of your settings might start off high. Some people play low or very low. It's really just a personal preference. My computer can handle it, so I do play at normal. But if you guys are looking for, you know, the best performance or trying to get more frames, always turn your settings down as low as possible. I'm about to play the campaign, so like I said, I got my stuff on normal. And we also have the texture filter set to normal. Depth of field is off. There's no reason you should really want your like background blurry. My detail quality, I did leave that on high because there's really no difference when you switch it to low or normal. It's not affecting my performance in any way. Particle resolution is currently on low. My bullet impacts are on. My persistent effects are also on. Shader quality is currently set to high. On-demand texture streaming, I have that set to minimal. And then if you click show more, change this allocated texture size to 16 and the daily download limit to 1. This was another setting in the beta. There was a lot of, you know, hitching, lagging, whatever. If you guys are experiencing any of that, try out these settings, turn them down. All my settings I got from my PC builder, Brparadox. If you guys are ever interested in getting, you know, a custom PC, a pre-built, any of that, getting your PC optimized, you guys can go ahead and do that over at brparadox.com. I'll have that link in my pinned comment and description below as well. And if you guys decide to get any type of services, you know, PCs or optimizations from Brparadox, you guys can use code ShawnJ at checkout. And for the local texture streaming quality, that is set to normal. And then for the shadow and lighting settings, I'll just go ahead and go through these really quick. We got low, off, low, normal, low. Like I said, I'm trying to get the best performance possible, so where I can turn stuff lower, I will. For environment settings, we got off, low, low, off. Then for my water quality, I currently have that set to all. Some people turn it off, but once again, like I said, I'm about to play campaign, so I want to see the campaign in all its, you know, glory and beautifulness. Then if we go over to the view settings, currently have my FOV set to 114. That's been my go-to FOV for a few years now. FOV is a personal preference. ADS field of view is set to affected. Weapon field of view is set to wide. This allows you to be able to see a little bit more. Third person field of view is set to 90 and vehicle field of view is set to wide. Those are really just personal preference settings. Now these camera settings, world motion blur and weapon motion blur, please turn these off. It's probably one of my biggest pet peeves to tune into a stream and somebody has these settings on. I just don't really think it's that enjoyable as a viewer, but once again, personal preference, to each its own. First person camera movement set to 50. This allows you guys to have like less screen shake. And third person camera movement also set to 50. I always turn those to least because, you know, you want as least visual, you know, recoil and shake as possible. Then for my third person ADS transition, I currently have it set to first person ADS. So when I ADS, when I'm playing in a third person mode, it will automatically take me into first person. Once again, personal preference. And if you guys are not a fan of being flashbang, you guys can invert your flashbang so your screen will go black instead of white. It kind of freaks me out. It makes me think that my PC is cutting off, so I don't invert my flashbang, but the option is there if you guys want to go ahead and invert that. And that is going to be it. We went over graphics, controller, and then for my audio settings, I currently just have on my art tune. There is a company offering like an immersion pack. I can't, you know, really vouch for that. I don't know how good that is, but currently, just like I said, still using my art audio. I'm sure he's gonna, you know, drop another, you know, updated pack for Black Ops 6. But if you guys see, there's enhanced headphone mode. I currently do have that set to on, but if you guys want like special profiles or special settings for enhanced mode, like I said, if you want to get this pack, there is a pack. It is $20. Whatever platform you play on, you have to pay $20 per platform. So I do have this pack, but I have it on Battle.net, and I cannot play on Battle.net until tomorrow. So not really going to get into that too much, but I will let you guys know how it sounds, and I'll be completely unbiased because I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. I'm not like partnered with them or anything. So I'll let you guys know if it actually, you know, makes the audio better, or if you guys are just fine using your regular audio, or if you guys have art audio, if you know, you're still fine using that. Then I have my audio mixture set to the Treyarch mix. And that's gonna be pretty much it. Everything else is on default. Yeah, that's gonna be it for all my Black Ops 6 settings, graphics, controller, movement. Wanted to give you guys everything you need so that when you boot up later tonight, tomorrow, whenever you guys decide to get on the game, you guys got these graphic settings. Once again, I am gonna be live over on my Twitch and actually on YouTube, so make sure you guys have those noties on if you guys want to see the live stream. We're gonna be playing campaign. I'm gonna play through the full campaign first, then we're gonna hop on multiplayer, get started on that Dark Matter Road to Master Prestige grind. Honestly, I'm just super excited. I've literally been up since 6 getting all this stuff set up, so hopefully you guys did find this video helpful. Like I said, make sure you guys are following my Twitch. Link will be down in my pinned comment and description below. Make sure you guys do go ahead and drop a like and comment on this video. Subscribe to the channel for more dope content, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.